Hey, I'm Raine Emily, and you're watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hey guys, it's Gracie from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Raine Emily. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad I get to talk to you today.
I'm really excited to be here. I didn't know my TikTok would reach so far, but yeah, here we are.
Getting into the questions, what made you want to get into music?
Well, I've been singing since I was a small child. I was in choir in elementary school. I studied opera for a long time, and I just always knew it was something I really enjoyed. But then I went to musical theater school and I started meeting all these really cool people who were writing their own stuff. And I kind of sat down and was like, okay, this is something I want to try out. And then I started writing my own work and I started like scrapping a bunch of it. And then I finally found a sweet spot once I discovered the kind of like indie R&B genre. And I was like, okay, I think this is what I want to do.
I mean, it works. It's working great for you, so that's good.
Yeah, I think it is. Like I think I found the sound that I'm going for, but it was definitely like a long journey, as I'm sure anyone could probably tell you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've loved music for a while now. Do you have a favorite musical memory that you can think of?
Uh, oh man, in high school we did Chicago as our musical, and I got to play Velma Kelly, and it was my graduating year. And so they were like, "All right, the show is a little bit saucy, but we will let you do that." And I did, and all my friends and family were like, "Wow, that was really different for you, and we really loved that, and we can see why you're doing what you're doing now." And I was like, "Okay, I'm doing something right here," and that was so fun.
I mean, what has it been like for you kind of starting out in the music industry? Because I know it can be very competitive at times.
Yeah, it's intimidating. What I didn't know is how much you have to know how to do your own marketing. My mom works in marketing, so she was like, "Sweetie, I don't think you know how much you got to do. You need to message people, you need to email people. If they don't respond to you, you got to send another email." And so a lot of it was figuring out the business side and figuring out how do you respond to musicians who come to you and you don't necessarily want to collaborate, or if you really want to collaborate with someone, like how do you reach out to them? And yeah, it's really competitive. Like you go on TikTok and like I'll be like, "Oh, I have like 2,000 followers. I'm so excited." But then you'll see a musician with like 100K, and then you're sitting there and you're like, "Oh man, this is what I'm up against," and it's a little bit scary.
Definitely. I mean, we found you on TikTok. What was that like kind of posting for the first time?
Honestly, when TikTok first came out, I was one of the people who was like, "Ew, TikTok? No, I'm never gonna touch that. That's so embarrassing." And then I realized I was like, "Oh, but this has a whole other audience of people." Like posting on Instagram, you can only post so much, and if you see all your friends on there and everyone knows you. But I was like, this is something new, and this is working for people. So I decided to just go for it. And my first comment was a hate comment. They were like, "If
Really?
you can't even like get the audio right on your TikTok, then you should just give up on making any music."
Wow.
And so I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I found out TikTok's actually like a super loving place and everyone's really nice, and it's not that common to get stuff like that, but it was definitely like, "Oh, should I be on here? Should I be doing this?"
Yeah, I mean, obviously your TikToks have been doing pretty well. What was that like kind of seeing the numbers go up or seeing it get the recognition?
I mean, the very first one that blew up, I was talking about the new microphone that I bought because I finally like saved up enough money to buy myself like a proper like studio mic. And I was really excited about it. And I just posted about it really quick to say, like, "I bought my dream mic. I'm gonna go pick it up." And then all of a sudden the numbers just started like going up and up and up. And I was like, "What?" Because I post like all these singing videos and I kept hoping one of those would be the little gem, but it was that one. And then all of a sudden all these musicians started showing up, and then there are a couple other ones that blew up that were all just so random and about like super different things, like about my microphone or like my setup, and I didn't know people were so interested in that. And then I think I've kept them there because of my personality, but I got them there because of technology, and I was like, I mean, sure, I'll take it. It's been surreal for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean, if it works, it works.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely what I'm learning is like if the one that goes viral is the one where you're not wearing any makeup and you're really tired and you filmed it in 5 seconds, just take it and go.
hmm I mean, talking more about you and your music, how do you tend to find inspiration for your songs?
Well, a lot of my like favorite artists give me inspiration. Rex Orange County is like my number one biggest like music idol, and anyone you kind of ask will say that that's like my number one. And so it's just looking at how they make their music, what type of sounds they use, their chord progressions, and kind of like taking it apart to figure out how did they get to the sound. And for me, my strongest, most natural kind of thing when it comes to music is writing lyrics. That's kind of my thing. So I put a lot of love into my lyrics always. I know a lot of people don't pay attention to those, and it's just like, oh, if it sounds good, it sounds good. But to me, if you take apart my lyrics and you read them, you'll really feel something. And then I kind of go from there. I'll build a vocal melody, get some music under there, and then we'll slap a lot of harmonies on it because that's definitely like my thing.
I mean, do you have any future projects that you could hint at or tell us about?
I'm currently working on my full length album, which is really exciting. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I've been wanting to do it right. I've always wanted to do like a story album, so very similar to like Logic, and he had a couple albums where he would have like intros with people like actually talking and then scenes in between, and it would all flow into one story. And I couldn't find a story I liked until recently, so that's that's being written as we speak right now, which is really exciting.
I mean, have you come up with like the album cover and the name already, or is that still in the works?
I have a working title for it that I'm actually pretty happy with, and I'm not sure I'm going to change. Album cover, not sure, but I definitely have the like music videos plotted out in my head if I can actually like afford to make them once it's done.
This is
Yeah.
more of a fun question for you, but if you could describe yourself and your music in 2 to 3 words, what do you think they would be?
Oh, that's a good question. Funky sad hours.
Okay, is there a
Yeah.
reason?
I definitely think I've like coined that like sad girl sound, which is like Clairo and Phoebe Bridgers. I definitely think it's a little more funky too. I think the second song on my EP, "Damn the Grim Reaper is Cute," is like really funky. I wrote it as a joke, but then my friend's like, "No, that one's good. Keep it." So I don't think it's all sad. I definitely think there's a little bit of like funky stuff in there.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good considering I put you on the spot.
I mean, I know sad hours is like kind of the thing, but
Okay, it's fine.
yeah.
Speaking about your future, do you have any future collaborations you would want to have?
Oh, I'd love to work with Boy Pablo, who are a really cool indie band. They are like they're definitely not small by any means, but I absolutely love them. I think they're super cool. I think Ravina is another really cool artist. Her voice is like magical. I have her vinyl. I'm a really big fan. And obviously Rex Orange County. Like he is my number one. If he was to message me today, I'd like drop everything. I'd buy a plane ticket to fly wherever I needed to go because I think he's amazing. He's just like so cool. I'd
Yeah,
love to work with
maybe
him.
it'll happen. You just gotta keep speaking it into existence.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm just putting it out there. He doesn't really do too many collaborations, but if he ever did, I'm always here. He can hit me up.
We'll send it to him. We'll send this to him.
Oh, perfect. That's great. I love it.
Talking about other artists, do you have a favorite song at the moment?
Oh, I actually, I'm sure the rest of the world agrees with me, but Olivia Rodrigo's "Good for You."
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she is so talented, and like from a technical standpoint, her voice is so like well trained. And I like watched her SNL performance, and I've been just bopping to that song since it came out, and I'm sure everyone else in the world has too. But
hmm
yeah, that's what I've been like playing just constantly in the car.
Yeah, I completely get that. I was listening to it before the interview, so
Oh my, yeah, she's just like hit after hit after hit.
Yes. My last question for you. Our website focuses on up and coming artists. Do you have anyone that you would want to recommend to others?
Yeah, Molly and Nell. She's also from Vancouver. She's really cool. We went to an improv camp together. Her debut, like full album, Elevator Music, is out, and she has one of the most dreamy voices. Boys World has actually posted her on their story. She's really awesome. Oh, who else I really love? Car Hop. They just blew up on TikTok. They're a super cool band. Their new stuff's coming out. And yeah, those are my two small artists that I'm super obsessed with.
Yeah, we'll definitely check them out. Thank you so much for doing this interview. It was so nice to get to talk to you and get to know you better.
Yeah, it was really nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me.